I've been homeschooled a lot of my life because when I was growing up, I just sort of didn't fit into the education system very well. I can't remember whether I figured out I was odd on my own or whether my parents said you are odd, but autism is so many things. There's a reason why it's called the autism spectrum, because there's an enormous range of symptoms and quirks that people have. When you're autistic, you tend to miss out on a lot of social cues. And I've gotten a lot better at it through trial and error. I've made my mistakes. Life is a never-ending learning experience for that sort of thing. You're always figuring out, maybe I shouldn't do that. And it's not always intuitive. I've always been obsessed with the music in television shows and movies because it's like I just picked up on it. Whereas everyone else would be like following the plot of something, I'd be listening out for the music. I've wanted to make it my mission to be an archivist and a soundtrack restorer, to preserve all these old recordings of things that have never been released that most people just completely overlook, which are like genuinely good pieces of music, before the acetate reels just turn into goo. Because once that happens, they're gone forever. It's just incredible that some people just don't care about these sort of things, at least from my perspective. I have a bit of OCD on the side, so it's like I get a bit obsessive about like collecting things and making sure I go through everything. And this is absolutely invaluable for when you're doing research on something, because your brain will not let you rest until you have followed up every single lead that you can possibly find. You need autism to do that, because no one else in their right mind is going to put themselves through that willingly. Just because something is a disability for some people doesn't mean it's a disability full stop. People with autism are always labelled as like, oh, they're the weird ones. And it's like, yeah, they might be, but they might also end up curing cancer while you're there watching Netflix. You know what I mean? It matters a lot to someone on the autism spectrum to have people there who will always be able to support you and are always willing to support you. My parents are probably a lot more aware of this than I am, but I know that they have done an ineffable job helping me figure out what I should do next, because it's not immediately obvious to me, because I sort of tend to think in the here of now. I have a lot of trouble sort of like planning weeks, months, years ahead. I definitely would not have gotten as far as I have without their help. Everyone has their quirks. Everyone is unique. The world would be a lot better if you had less people fitting in the mold.